Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be part of the experimental series that I'm making. This one here is going to be the synchronization of a microphone with a camera when they're not connected together, right? So let me go through the equipment real fast and tell you about the setup that I have, and then I'll show you how I got it synchronized. And we'll test that out a little bit to show you what I'm talking about. You'll see it and hear it on the screen here. I'm that little image down the bottom left-hand side of your screen there. Here's the deal. This is a Canon Vixia HFR 500 camcorder. It's a very basic consumer camcorder, and it's been very, very good to me. It came with an HDMI cable, right? So I use the HDMI output, and I plug that into an Elgato Camlink 4K converter. It takes the HDMI signal from my camera, and it puts it into a USB input on the front of my computer. The microphone that I'm using is the Rode NTUSB mini microphone. And it's a USB microphone, just plug it into USB and it works, right? It has software with it. You'll want to download that software if you go with this mic. And any microphone, if it comes with some software, you want to download that free software. Hopefully it's free. And it will give you some more options and workability solutions with your microphone. So I did, and it works and everything else. But I don't have that software turned on. If I go to the bottom of my screen here, I don't have the software that comes with it. I don't even turn it on right now. And everything's working great. I'm very happy about it. I can boost the level a little bit with the software and other things like that. But for this purpose here, it's working great. Now, the Rode microphone I'm using because I had a lot of success with the Rode, it's a Smart Lav Plus lavalier microphone for the cell phones. My cell phone right here I use for making videos. And it just plugs right in and it works. Now, the extension cable is as thin as the microphone cable, and I kind of tripped over it, stepped on it, and just ripped the end right off of it. So I'm looking for a new extension cable that's a little meatier and heavy duty to get the job done. Oh, by the way, this cell phone is something that I haven't made in years either. It's a ZTE Axon 7 cell phone. They haven't made this thing in years, and I don't use it as a cell phone either. I only use it for making videos for YouTube, right? So that's what I use it for. And again, nobody pays me for my opinion on the products, and I freely mention the products because they work. And let's go into the process of what I had to do to get this thing synchronized with the camera. So we go into the advanced settings using the OBS software, and whatever software you're using, however you're using it, you may find this synchronization offset. And that's to make the thing work. The thing I'm trying to offset is not the video, it's the audio. I want the audio to match the video, so I need to work on the audio side of the thing. So, of the game plan here. So I went out to Google, did a search and everything, been searching for days, finally found somebody had a YouTube video, right? YouTube video that showed me what the solution was. And the gentleman said it was a synchronization offset. Now, for his particular setup, it was 220 milliseconds. Who am I to reinvent the wheel? I'm going to try his settings. So I closed out of this. You have to close that in order for it to take effect. But let's turn on the camera's microphone. I'm only going to do this for about a sentence, okay? Because it's irritating to listen to. So actually it's not that bad. But it's not in synchronization with each other. You can hear it. You hear the echo. Now I shut that off for listening pleasure. If I go back into the advanced settings and I leave it how it was as default, and I'm really not going to do this for very long at all, not even probably a sentence, this is very badly out of synchronization. Fun and irritating at the same time. So what I did is I played around with the numbers a little bit. I played around. He had the 220, and I played with 175, 150. Sounded pretty good. But then I got to 120. Let's turn on both microphones again. This one here should sound very much in sync. All right. So that's where the problem was. If you have that synchronization problem, it's going to be in the audio synchronization setting. Let me turn off the camera's microphone again. But and you can click, by the way, you can click any of these wheels if you have a whole bunch of audio inputs coming on. Let's go through what they are. The Camlink 4K is what's coming out of the video camera, is going into the 4K. I labeled it with that so I know what it was. The desktop audio is if I'm playing a game and it's playing sound, anything that's coming through my computer, that's what that sound is, and that's why I have it shut off so I don't get hit with a strike for getting something that's copyrighted, right? The Rode NTUSB mini, that's right here, and then the Shure X2U, that's another device that I can also use. Now here's the difference with that, right? The NT-USB Mini is a microphone by itself that plugs right into the USB. If I want to use one of my more professional or one of my different professional microphones, like the Shure MX391, that's a desktop little looks like a little tiny turtle. If I put that on my desk and I want to use that, it's omnidirectional, listens to everybody all around the place. They have different versions. My version just happens to be the omnidirectional one. I can use the USB too. That takes, or the Shure X2U that you see down here at the bottom, and I can plug in an XLR microphone and then plug that into the USB input on my computer, and I play with the settings to get them just right, and that works too. That's also another option that I have, right? But for this purpose, I don't want to have all these wires all over the place. I want to have it minimize the setup. So that's why I really enjoy the the Rode, this one here, the NTUSB Mini, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I picked this one up. It wasn't expensive. It was very affordable, and it does a great job, right? I picked them up from B&H Photo Video. I might as well give them a shout out. Again, they're not sponsoring me. I just give them a shout out because I buy all my equipment from them for years, for decades, actually, in fact. So I did the Google search, found a gentleman. He gave me a number to play with, the first number, and it was 220, right? So this is where I plug that in. Whatever software you're using should have some kind of ability to address the audio synchronization offset. Then you're going to have to play around with those numbers. If something isn't synced up, that's what you're going to have to play with. You're doing your computer video, you're playing around with these different things, different equipment. For my camera and my microphone setup, mine just happens to be around 120. Yours may very well be quite a bit different, and that's where you go to play around with those numbers, right? All right, so that's pretty much it. So that's where I found it. That's how I found it. That's what I worked with, and it really seems to have gotten the job done for me. And I'm very, very happy. I want to add a little bonus into this. I got a GoPro Hero. What is it? GoPro Hero 8 Black, right? It's got a big name to it and everything else. The GoPro, right? It's a GoPro 8. Let's just say that. They just put out software to allow us to use the GoPro as a webcam, which is great, right? Better camera, newer technology and everything else. I was all hot wanting to use it like that. I plugged the thing in, use it as a webcam, and there's no sound. There's absolutely no sound whatsoever. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So I figured, well, okay, I'll just plug in my own microphone to it, and I'll just use my own microphone. For whatever reason, it cuts off the microphone that's built into the GoPro. Well, I'll just use my own microphone. But as soon as I plug that in, it shut off the webcam. I'm like, well, okay, that's useless times two. The understanding out there in the community, and it may already be fixed by the time you see this video, is GoPro's working on getting their microphone to work, and you should be able to use an external microphone through the dongle or through the mod, thing you have, and plug in an external microphone, and then they should be able to get it. It's a software problem. It's certainly a software problem. They just have to allow the things to work well together and be used as a webcam, right? So that should get the job done. And that's why I'm using it, because it's right now the synchronization. And that's my next experiment, is to try to get the synchronization number to use the GoPro as a webcam with my setup using the Rode NT-USB Mini microphone. And I'll make another video about that when I find the numbers, all right? So that's going to wrap it up for this one here. Again, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, like the video, make that comment below, let me know you came by to say hi. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate the growth on the network. And until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.